my name he calls.
I really like these glasses, but I hate when you can see the ring.
The glare.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
why
like, what's the angle? I just came across these glasses and I like really want to wear them now, and I don't think it's going to work.
I'm a glass wearer. Well, we got you, girl, in the beginning. We see this. She is color coordinated. Right.
It's coming off. It's coming off. Ooh.
And she's still fine without them glasses.
Listen, because when I said I needed them couple extra minutes.
Boom, bam, boom, and a boom.
There you go. Got us together.
The benefits of a bounce back woman. You hear me, honey? We can snatch it, pull it, and do
at least I matched today. Let's start there. So we're just jumping right into it. I want to welcome everyone to this edition of Queen Phierce Has Spoken. It is the first Queen Phierce Has Spoken of the 22. So I am super excited that we are like on and popping and live. Is yet another Queen Crush Wednesday. And it would not be an ep of Queen Phierce Has Spoken if I did not bring to you some amazing queens. So we have an amazing queen with us today. And this is another one of those conversations, y'all, where we're going to get into it right here live, because here we are. We don't know each other. We're meeting for the first time right here. Phierce Has Spoken. And I want everyone to welcome Doris Cox from
Management. Yep. Thank you so much. I am like overwhelmingly just blessed. I was excited when you gave me the opportunity, because I have been praying like for God just give me different levels of network exposure, without me feeling like I was dummying down myself or doing something I didn't want to do. And boom, you was like right there. I'd never even seen you on my timeline before. I said, well, I'm a messenger and see what it's all about. And I was like, and wouldn't this be the first opportunity he gives me for the beginning of the year? And this is a beautiful way to start off the new year for me. So I just thank you for the opportunity to be heard, to be seen.
Yes. And so I know that we're not in the same circle. And that was actually me stepping out of the box, because I was like, I'm gonna create a little ad, for this platform, because I do want to reach outside of the box and outside of the circle of folks that I know. I started this platform to really elevate queens in the community who are just doing their thing. And I think sometimes we get caught up in our everyday lives and taking care of children and working and overworking and taking care of homes and other people, that we don't always have the opportunity to celebrate ourselves and be celebrated. So that is what this platform is about. I am about the elevation and empowerment of Black women. So I just excited to be able to provide a platform like this where you can talk that talk,
That's what's up.
I say, do what you got to do and tell the world all about you. So I'm really excited to jump into this conversation and really learn more about you. So I know we're going to talk about D&D management and how that all came about, but let's get a little bit about your background and the things that inspire you.
Well, I tell people my journey has always been this creative walk with God. I was adopted, like I told you, previous to us getting in and recording, and I was in foster care. And I just tell people, looking back on my life, I had many mothers, many fathers, many siblings. I used to be upset about it. And then I just began to look at it like God gave me people no matter where I went. to bless me, to encourage me, to speak over my life, to protect me, to be a guide along the way. And I was blessed to get that in many different areas of my life while having a relationship with him. On top of that, music and writing poetry. Poetry was my first love that began to turn into these songs. When I was in high school, I became a published writer and a poet when I was 14. And I just been writing and singing ever since. By the grace of God, when I had kids, they picked up on it in their own way. When they were little, my daughter used to be like, quit asking me to sing, okay? I just be because I like to play around. You old people better leave me alone. I don't want to sing in the choir no more. And then all of a sudden, she just started doing it on her own. And then my son started doing it on her own. They're both trained in their own different ways. We got church background, but my son is classically trained and he plays instruments. We all write, we all sing together.
Oh my goodness.
But they have their own careers. And about 2019 of October, my daughter was signed to a smaller independent label called Admins. Before she got signed, she had been putting up YouTube like little editorials of her doing makeup, singing videos, doing covers since she was about like 13.
Mm-hmm.
And he hit her up, but a lot of people have been hitting her up, and a lot of people play games. They act like they something, they not something. I was not a manager. Let me say that. I did not have a business. We was just people who love music. She came to me and said, Mom, I think he's serious. And I need you to be my manager. So you got to listen to him because we're going to listen to him. But I think he's serious. And he was serious. It was an independent label called Avmass out of Jersey by a guy named Ari. He came all the way to Cleveland to meet us. He was adamant about meeting us, showing us that he was very interested in her, and he did whatever he needed to do so that we could hear him, pay attention, and she signed.
Nice.
She signed to that label for a year, and that label, whilst being signed to that label, she was able to get exposure where people all over the world was listening to her music. Over that year, she had only put out 2 songs because, again, the pandemic had started to come in at the end of the following year.
Right.
So around renewal of contract times and stuff like that, we started getting calls from all over the world as far as UK. People that was interested in her and wanted to sign her to major, bigger, I should say, labels. She settled on APG, which is how we ended up in California. They paid for to relocate here. But when we went to visit, before she even signed, they because my company and D&D management is inclusive of me, my son, and my daughter, Doris, Nelsia, and Desmond. Mm-hmm. So as D&D management, they flew us out. They took us out to eat. They wowed us, gave us time, and put us in a nice hotel time to go out and see the city here in California and go eat. And we got on scooters and rode around and seen the city. It was really fun. We went into the label to be in the studio, and they wanted to see how she would work and create. They brought in top of the line Academy Award producers, musicians that were able to create music. Well, it was for my daughter. And my son was there, and he wrote a song with the guy that was there and created a song off of the fly. By the time we got back to the hotel from the first day, they was asking, can they sign him as a writer? So we came my daughter to be signed as an R&B singer, and they were impressed by my son too. And he got signed as a writer, where we was coming for one deal, we walked away with 2. So when I say, if you keep God all in the details and you just pray that you are in line with the things that is for you and your purpose, everything tends to work out. And that's exactly what I mean. So we was just blessed. They got signed in April. We moved in the end of July to California. We've been here ever since August 1st. And it's a beautiful experience. She's been pregnant, was pregnant. My grandson was born October 3rd. She's been working while pregnant and producing and putting out music, different music, staying relevant, videos. And so it's been exciting. And my son's been doing the same on his own with his writing and putting different songs. Because even though he's signed as a writer, he still is creating and putting his own music out every month. So it's just exciting to be the person that was chosen, because she didn't have to choose me. She could have found somebody that she thought had experience, that would take her far, that knew all the ins and outs, but she didn't. So me and my kids started from the bottom together. You know, we had to figure out what it meant to have a business together, how to legalize that business, how to get LLC'd, how to get your name registered, how to get your artists is signed up to BMI ASCAP, so that their artistry and their writings are protected. So when people are playing their music publicly, that they get paid. Like, we didn't know none of that. We started from absolutely scratch. We were 100% winging it, freestyle ponies, and figuring it out along the way. But I wouldn't change not one hiccup, no, nor headache, nor irritation or frustration. I would do it all over again the exact same way, because I'm just blessed to be a part of. I'm not on the sideline watching the show. They walked up to me, they grabbed my hand, and they said, "We're going on this ride with you. We started with you, and we're going to end with you." And so I just think that's so dope. Be here.
That is such a journey. And you said a lot. So I kind of want to like break to the pieces of this, because there's so many pieces here. You did mention like growing up in foster care. How do you think that has inspired your journey, like for where you are now?
I think there's two sides to that coin, and I think it's a choice. It's about that free will thing that God gave us. I could have chose to been a bitter, angry person, because of the things that happened to me in my life when I was growing up and where I was. Or I could have chose to accept them things and see how I could bring beauty out of all of that. And for whatever reason, God designed me. So the things that people did to me, I never desired to do it to them. I didn't know how to hate when I was in hateful situations. I didn't know how to cause you pain, even though I knew you was hurting me. In spite of everything I've been in my life, I always wanted to love and be loved. I've never been a vengeful person. Don't get me wrong, I get angry, I get mad, but I'm talking about reactions to things that you've been through and carrying them for a long time, allowing them to etch ways in your life, making you bitter, making it so you hurt everybody that's connected to you instead of allowing yourself to heal. It wasn't easy for me to heal. I didn't even know what healing was. That was God doing some stuff that I couldn't do for myself. But I knew overall I wanted to love. And I know I wanted to be loved. So I was seeking to do that. I wanted to know the truth. I believe being in foster care, being adopted, gave me this optimistic point of view about life. My experiences, in one foster home, I stayed with like 7 different nationalities. I had a Haitian, a Jew, a Chinese, a Jamaican sister. Like it was 13 of us in one house, and at any given time, because my mom could pick up new girls or lose some girls, it would change. So my perspective on life is just different. I'm open to people. I'm open to experiences. I'm open to learning things and culture, different food cuisines and music. I'm just optimistic. When one bad thing happened, that don't mean it's the end of the world. That means it's an opportunity, or God just pushed some stuff out that wasn't meant. And you got to move on. Pandemic has definitely shown me how we are tangible, like flowers, and we forget that every day. In a blink of an eye, we could be here, in the next blink, we could be gone. So don't waste no time. Showing somebody you care, or that you love them, or that you miss them. Don't let nobody waste your time, suck you dry, taking from you and not pouring into you. And I'm not talking about financially. I'm talking about emotionally, spiritually, being there, being a sounding board. If you are always in a place where you're never being heard, you ain't got nobody you can call on, then you need to reevaluate your circle. You need to evaluate how you setting up the structure in your life for yourself, to feel good, you know,
Yeah.
to be doing the things you want to do and helping people doing them, you know. And for me, Key, my childhood helped me to not be selfish. Because if you always just thinking about you, you ain't gonna never get nowhere. Because all the thing you're gonna be focused about is you.
Amen.
It's about being part and intertwined with all these other intricate people and pieces. And one is so totally different from the other. And you got to be open from that. It's usually the real quiet one and the loud one, and they the best of friends. They don't even look alike or look like they belong together, but they the match made in heaven. So I just stay open. I just stay optimistic. Even when I'm crying, I'm smiling because I just know this is not the
Yeah.
end. You know, it's like everything is always new, changing, and beginning. And things are meant to be seasons. So where this might not be long, something else may be very long. So I'll be excited about the changes. I'll be excited about the new. I'll be excited about what's coming next. And my viewpoint is not on right now. I am looking at the goal, the
Yeah.
end. And so all the in between be like the best journey on earth. I be trying to stop and smell the roses, not miss something along the way. Drive real slow, girl, so you can see the people on the sidewalk. So I thank God for my experiences. I thank God for my past. I thank God for all the hiccups, mistakes, and failures. Because even as an adult, after being emancipated, I still failed because I didn't know. People
Mm-hmm.
so ready, like, oh, I ain't getting no paycheck for you no more. So, you know, you've been emancipated. Go ahead and get out here and go live life. You an adult. Nobody told you what that mean to be an adult. Nobody was there to show you how to pay your bills on time, not
Mm-hmm.
be late. Get you a bank account. Learn how to use it. It's important to have a savings. How to keep your house. How to shop for your house. How to maintain those things and do it efficiently. How to be on time and accountable for your job. So I learned all of that through trial and error. That's
Yeah.
why kids are still with me every step of the way. I told them, you ain't never got to leave me. If I am there always, that's fine with me. If you want to grow up and go on, that's fine with me. But while I'm here, I promise you, I'll be a guide. I'll be a light. I'll be a source. I'll be a blueprint. I'll be an example. That means I'm willing to do it verse. So
Mm-hmm.
your past is up to you how you determine how to use it and look at it. And that's just what I choose. That's how I choose to look at it.
Absolutely. Again, so much there. Everybody who knows me knows that I have a special place in my heart when it comes to foster care, as I was most recently a foster parent of siblings for like the last 3 years. So just like being a part of the system and being a part of their story has been an interesting yet magical type of experience for me. And I'm so grateful. I find gratefulness in having had that experience. And for you to have the experience that you had and still have such an optimistic outlook on this life is amazing, because that's not necessarily true for everyone who goes through these systems. So I feel proud and happy and just like
Mhm.
elevated that that's just a beautiful way to observe and look at things and absorb things and be and exist. But it's the absolute truth. And aside from having that experience, literally nobody teaches you how to be an adult. And this is me not growing up in a perfect household, but a household full of love with two parents and 2 younger brothers. And then you get out here and it's like, what the hell is is this? What is life in adulthood?
Because
And
ultimately, foster care is a job for a foster parent, unless usually the people know each other ahead of time. So most kids, especially by the time they're teenagers and in foster care, they're angry because they realize they're just a paycheck.
mm-hmm.
And the homes are changing and the group homes are changing. There's really no relationship built upon. People are doing the bare minimum that's required of them as long as they get a paycheck. I remember early on going to a foster home, and the lady was just, they walked me in, they introduced us, and the lady was like, this will be your new foster home. I'm gonna bring the rest of your things tomorrow. I can't stay long, but I'll be here to check on you tomorrow and see how you like it, how you getting in. And when the social worker left, the lady gave me 2 sets of keys to the front door, the back door, and the screen door. And she said, you can come and go as long as you want. As long as you hear when them people show up, I don't care. As long as I'm getting my paycheck. She didn't care if I was going to school, if I was eating, if I was bathing. And this was early on. This is before I was even, I left Cleveland. So I had to be about 11 or 12.
Wow.
Yeah, and when I was moved from adoption to foster care, my very first experience, I was sitting in the Jane and Hunter building in Cleveland, Ohio for 3 days before they could even find me a home. I was sleeping on a couch inside of an office building because they had open foster homes. They had no open facilities, group homes. So like it's a journey that I tell any parent, be prepared on both ends. You can get you a fun-loving kid that hasn't really necessarily been traumatized by whatever abuse they've been through or situations they've been through, or you can get you a rough around the edges, angry teenager who just still begging to be loved. But it's deep work. But you have to decide before you sign up for the paycheck and the children, what's your purpose of being here?
Yeah.
Because if you here to just death some more, this probably ain't for you. Please go get you a paycheck somewhere else. But if you here,
I don't understand it, because what they pay you is
it ain't worth. It ain't worth the work you got to do.
To do this. Like, it has to be a labor of love. Like, yes, the paycheck helps, but you are taking care of a whole nother human being. So to do it solely for money, I don't understand that piece. But I mean, you brought up an excellent point. I mean, I know right now, and that's kind of why I've taken a step back from being a foster parent, because of the system. Our DHS system is overrun right now. I had a friend who worked there, and he would tell me how the room where the children are waiting to be placed is overcrowded, and the kids sleep in there, and there's not enough homes for them to go to.
Where we're having another rise in a whole nother kind of virus. You got kids sitting not 6 feet apart on top of each other, waiting for a home. Like it'll break your heart.
It really is. It's disheartening, and I just wish that, or I want to be a part of what the changes to the system looks like. So that's a bit of the personal mission for me.
But it is for me too. So maybe we can get together and get a movement going, because it is my goal to eventually be a foster parent, but do it on a larger scale. Not so much as, I just got kids in my home, but I got a home where multiple kids can come, whether you a teenage mom, a newborn baby, or whatever, and you just need a place to stay. I want to be a place. I want to have a safe haven for kids. So I'm working up a master plan, and anybody listening, watching, and you got ideas, you got a solution for us, you got opportunities, buildings. We all willing to network, queens. Talk
Yeah.
to us, show us where we need to go, what we need to do next. Because I would love, because it's not just where you are, where
Yeah.
I am, everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
And there is one of the saddest things, I think, is that there is no real nationwide system
Mm.
when it comes to child abuse, when it
Talk
comes
about it.
to, like, it doesn't cross from state to
And what's
state.
so
So,
crazy is the License Bureau welfare crosses state to state. You don't have to talk to nobody. Your caseworkers talk to each other. They could
mhm,
pull you up on one network system, but not a foster care system.
right.
They make you jump through 90 million hoops to find out the littlest thing or to do the littlest thing for a child. And
Yeah.
help, need the help, but you want the help so they can be helped. But they're gonna give you hell trying to do it. Meanwhile, that baby that need the help is still waiting for the help, still
Yeah.
not getting help, still going through,
They
But
say they do it in the best interest of the child, but
it's gonna work out. I'm gonna have faith. You're gonna have faith. We're gonna keep praying and pushing, and it's gonna work out. I just
yeah,
believe it work
I
out.
didn't know we was gonna turn down this road, but I would
But it's a
absolutely love to at least have a sidebar conversation about what you're doing on your end and what you would like to do or would like to see, because I have ideas as well. And just as you were talking
always
about safe
another
haven and having
we'll talk
a
about
place.
it some more in depth, whatever you like. This don't have to be the last time we talk.
Oh, absolutely. This is the first time. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, because I promised myself, because I'm excited when I'm given the opportunity to talk about my story. Because for years I walked around and I thought I would never be heard.
Mhm.
And God began to show me that I'm gonna put you on pedestals and high places just for people to hear you, because there's other people out there that's going through what you've been through and they didn't think that they could make it. And you're gonna be an inspiration because you made it.
Amen.
You're going to be an inspiration. You're going to be able to give them tools that nobody was able to give them to equip themselves to make it. So I promised myself, look, I wrote in my notes, I would keep it simple. So I have to keep it simple today. Just my journey with my kids. A lot of stuff has been hard for me, looking and just being honest, looking at my life, looking at where we are now. It has not always been like this.
Yeah.
I went through a season where I didn't have my kids. But if you see us now, you would never even know that.
Mm-hmm.
There was no disconnect. Everything that I thought that I missed out on wasn't there for when God said, I'll give it to you in overflow and make sure you never even feel like you missed anything. He did that for me. And our relationship is amazing. So I just tell people, don't look at where you've been, look at where you're going and where you want to go. Let that be focus in your eye, the end, not the beginning, not the going through, because the hard work you have to put in for anything that you want, it'll deter you. It'll deter the strongest person
Mm-hmm.
when it really comes down to putting in the work. Just stay focused on the end result. The end is going to be diamonds draped. You're going to be in the 19-bedroom mansion. You're going to own 72 acres. You're going to be a trillionaire. Just keep your eyes on the prize. So,
Right. It really is about staying the course, being in alignment, staying in alignment, noticing when something is trying to knock you out of alignment, and just not giving in to those distractions or
I
worries
can't even
or
say
things
that.
that come to throw you off course.
Because I'll tell you this, in spite of all of that, I failed. I messed up. I missed my mark. I lost sight of my goal and my vision. But let me tell you something. I kept getting up. I would
Mm-hmm.
dust myself off. Even when nobody was encouraging me, I would encourage myself. You made a mistake today. Don't mean you got to make, well, you made a mistake yesterday. Don't mean you got to make a mistake today. What we're going to do today? You messed up yesterday. Don't mean you got messed up today. And I just kept putting one foot in front of the other. I would never look at my right now, and I would just look at my end, because you are going to fail. You are going to lose sight. There will be distractions. Sometimes you will be able to thwart them. Other times you will not be able to, because we are human and we make mistakes. But stay focused even still when you make those mistakes and you fall. Get up. Dust yourself off. Put your foot right back in front of the other and keep pushing. Never stop praying. Never disconnect from God, because when you're out of line, He'll realign you. He'll move on your chessboard that you wouldn't even make a move on. He'll separate you from things even when you're not praying about it. He'll keep you and protect you even when you're not even doing it for yourself. So never stop praying, never stop pushing, and just keep your eyes on the end goal. Because all of this stuff gonna come. Ooh, and sometimes it come in a landslide. Knock straight up off your feet.
I hear you.
Because if you could see me spiritually, girl, I got some knots. I'm crooked. I walk with a limp. Woo, but I'm still here. I don't look like what I've been through. Amen. So, or what I took myself through. Because, you know, sometimes we self-will some stuff and take ourselves through some stuff.
Well, if I knew you was going to be on here preaching, I would be like, thanks for coming out. God bless you. Good night. I'm going to let sis take. I was just let sis do this for us today. But no, I am truly.
People didn't do this for me. When starting my business, I didn't have essentials. So you wanted to talk about all these different things and examples we should give people. So things I think you should know when you're just getting started. One, it was easy for me to find a name because I knew it was about my family. But choose a business idea. Don't just think about it. Write it down. Make it plain. And then go out and do the homework and make sure ain't nobody else got your idea. Because you don't want to go and have your stuff all writ up and go file for your business to be established with your city or state, and you can't do it because somebody else already got the idea. You know, and then while you writing up your idea, make sure you know what you want your business to be about. You know, like what's your statement, you know, that you want to put out there and say about your business. Determine the level of, you know, how many owners is going to be. Like me and my kids are part owners in my business. So if anything should ever happen to me, God forbid, it won't be until I'm at least 100 years old, but I'm live a long time. It rolls right over to them because it's already set in stone. They know to go directly to them. Even now, they ask all three of us anything that we do, whether it be financial or whatever it may, because we're all part owners in the business. You have to determine the level of liability, the personal risk. These are all things that you have to think about because taxes come into play. It determines how much taxes you pay out or will receive back. Who has control over your business or final decisions, especially when you got multiple owners, how much you have to decide how that ownership is divided. Is it divided evenly, you know, or you have majority ownership in them? You have to think about all these things, and I didn't know none of this. Right. I was like 100% winging it, didn't find it out until I started to do the homework. You have to, when determining that, it lets you know, does your business has the ability to raise money or capital, or, you know, it puts you in a perspective to know how and when you'll be able to reach out for credit or help or loans for your business. And then, you know, finally getting credibility and registering yourself. So you can have a tax ID number, an EIN number, and do the things you need to do. And once you get that, they give you you know, your little plaque to put up in your business to say you register with your state and you legal. And now you can be out here LLCing
I know that's right.
You know, and if you eventually get you a business and open it up, you know, make sure it's zoned and stuff like that. And you good to go. Get you some insurance and you good to go. But it's a lot of homework. It's a lot of little footwork that
I know
seem like it be
that.
overwhelming, but the final resolve is worth it. It's definitely worth it.
But
You
you
know,
definitely dropped some jewels for everybody just now. So I hope people are taking notes. If you are out here and you are looking to start a business or an entity, here are some ground rules that you can take and dive into. And it is a lot of homework, and people, I find, aren't as ready to share the information. It really is just like,
you know why? Because everything is taught in this world that it costs something.
mm-hmm.
Let me tell you how when you want to charge people a dime, money comes to you in overflow. God didn't charge you. God didn't charge you nothing when he gave you that vision.
Mm-hmm.
God didn't charge you a thing when he showed you where to go for all the steps that you needed to make to build for yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. After you set up your business and get things flowing for yourself, you probably are going to charge a fee, because I do, you know. Mm-hmm. But my business, let me talk about that, management and consulting and what it is I do. So I manage and consult. I manage artists, whether you be a poet, a rapper, or artist. And I had other artists before the pandemic hit. When I got my daughter, I also had my son. I had a rap artist, and I was in the process of signing a poet and a singer who was a duet. But when the pandemic hit, everybody was scared. People were scared to let you come to their studios. And then some of my artists were like in Columbus and Youngstown. And how are we going to travel? Nobody knew all this Zooming and all of this stuff. So a lot of people was just like, I don't think I want to keep doing that. But me and my kids, we stayed the course. And this is, you see this, how it's worked out for us. But here, and what I do, I work with artists, and then I also help small entrepreneurs, people who are starting like candle businesses. They making jewelry and stuff like that. They don't know how to get their business out here. They don't know how to brand it. They don't know what platforms to go build them a website where people go find them and purchase their things, and they directly come to their account. It's websites that you can do for free that'll help you build up your business. They save your accounting, taxation, and everything for you for the whole year, for you to be able to report for yourself. But nobody is taking the time to talk to somebody. So my consultations be for free. The education you gain from me be for free. If you then, so after that, continue to work with me, choose to keep me on as your team, I charge a 6-month and a yearly rate that you pay in installments, however you so choose, to keep me on as a guide when it comes to cost consultation or consulting with people on projects and their business. Now, managing people, I'm there every step of the way. I'm the manager, the appointment setter, the interview setter. I might even be the stylist for the day. It depends on how big or how small the artist is. So that money structure is a little different, because I might be exasperating myself for you. But I talk about all of them things before you hire me. So that initial meeting is basically you getting all you can get from me. All the information that you can get from me, you can either decide to figure it out for yourself, or you can pay to keep me on. But I don't keep it. I don't keep it. I feel like that is the blessing that comes back to me in full, because I share it. And I think because of that, people are like, oh my God, like I would have probably never met nobody nowhere that would have been that honest and gave it to me that real. I'm going to keep you. You somebody I should keep on my team. I might not use you every day, all the time, but girl, I'm going to need you. So how much it costs me to keep a retainer for just to keep you on the team? So that's what it means to be open and optimistic in every angle of your business, because somebody might not need you every day, 365 days, or every month. But I know I need to talk to you at least every 90 days. How much is that going to cost me? I need to sit down with you at least twice between here and there. And can you keep up on this? How much would that cost me? Then you got to go back and see how much that is to you and what it is branding for yourself and your company. You know, like even with new and up and coming artists, like we didn't know like it was important to have your artist signed up to BMI or ASCAP so that their royalties and stuff like that can be protected, especially when you got who are creating their own material. Some artists use other writers and, you know, sing or, you know, use their material to perform. But when you got artists who are doing it for themselves, you got to make sure that they secure. They can't take their writing. Nobody could take their beats. You know, it's a lot of work that go into that. Cause like a lot of people be doing these covers. This stuff be for free. Cause you can't be singing Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson and Jill Scott music and Erykah Badu music and doing all these covers for Summer Walker, whoever it may be, and think you ain't gonna get them no money.
Oh,
you
yeah.
It's a cover for free. Because if you go put it out in your concert and put it on your album, now you're talking about some money you got to give somebody and a percentage of their royalties that you're getting from what you're doing and how it's going to go to them. Footwork that we had to wing and figure out. Them are jewels that you can give people, like a little gift basket. Now you do with it what you will. And I think because I do that, God makes room for us.
Amen.
He creates this avenue that is just for us. I found my purpose with and through my kids. And I just thank God for it every day because it's not easy, but I'm excited. I'm so excited about it that all the hard work don't even matter. The bumps and bruises and the broke limbs, the mess ups, the hiccups, it don't even matter because all this stuff is just going on nonstop all the time. So I'm just more excited than anything just to see what's next. You know, like for my birthday this year, December the 14th, my son and my daughter dropped new music. That was my birthday gift. My daughter dropped a song and a video. My son dropped a song. My son just dropped another song a couple days ago for the first of the year. So they always putting out new material. They challenging themselves. They in competition with each other. Oh, if you put out 2 songs, I'm putting out 3 this month. So it's really, 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 really dope. And then when we go out, it's this business. So I'm telling you they my kids, but usually I just be the manager. I don't tell people this my son, this my daughter. That's not Sia. This Des. These my artists. I manage them through our company, D&D Management. And that's it. It's all business and we be full on green and ready to go and work.
That is so dope. I just got calls it like I sees it. That is so dope. So how old are your children?
My daughter is 19. My son is 18. They both, my daughter will be 20 in April. My son will be 19 in April.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So they're very,
yes.
They just getting started. So it's so excited just to see them grow. From their writing style, to their ability and creativity, because that grows as you get older and mature and experience life. It just grows with you. So it's just exciting to be on the sideline and watch. And every now and again, they come grab my hand like, girl, we need you. Come on, get in here with us and get wet too. You know, so the song my son has out now is actually me on there, but we don't want people to know. He don't put mom. So
right.
It's me on there, and it's exciting just to be a part of the journey, just to be included, you know, because like I said, they could have chose anybody in the world, but they did.
Right. That really goes to show just the level of trust that they have in you and your abilities, not just as their mother, but as someone who could really hold it down on the business end.
Yeah. So I appreciate them for that, you know, and for people who are listening and are interested in D&D management and what we do here, I just want you to know that we aim to be the exception to the rule. What I have found in the entertainment industry, a lot of it is very distasteful. And so we don't want to be like that. So it is our goal to let the artist or the business entrepreneur know that we hear you, that we see you, that we are here to push for you to be heard and seen on every aspect that you want to. and make sure that you networking it on every platform that you would like to. We are here to help you grow and excel and see that done for you in full in its completion, no matter how long you choose to stay or work with us. But our goal is just to be the exception to the rule. Where there is light, where there is no light, we are the light. Where there is no love, we are the love. Where there is no peace, we are the peace. Where there is confusion, we are a sound mind. So that's what we do over here. Yeah. So you don't get that in this entertainment world. They want you to pay for every second, every minute of everything, and they will suck you dry. So if you don't know what you're stepping into, you better think about it. I tell anybody, especially for an artist, make sure you got a bomb ass manager, excuse my French, and a bomb lawyer. And I'm talking about people who gonna stand in a room, ruffle some feathers, ask the uncomfortable questions, and make sure that you are getting what you need, and not people who are only making sure they're making a dime. And that's why I'm grateful that they chose me, because other people are working to get paid. At the end of the day, these are my kids. And so what God has given me in my business is to have the ability to love people how I love my kids, care for people how I care for my kids. And if I ain't gonna let you do it to them or me, I ain't gonna let you do it to nobody that's connected to me, because that's everything we stand for over here at D&D Management. So just be careful. Take your time. If somebody trying to sign you and they trying to rush you, even if you don't need the time, take the time. Have a lawyer that's going to break down to you in layman's terms, because we ain't know what none of that stuff mean, but God gave us a lawyer that can break stuff down from A to Z. So just surround yourself with the right team. My daughter went from a label where it wasn't a team, it was an independent label, one owner, and he blessed her with a team. So that's the difference from being with an independent label and a small label versus a bigger label. You get teams of people. She didn't have a marketing team, she got a marketing team. It wasn't people that can help you find clothes and stylists. Like, I was used to doing all of that stuff myself. We're not so much having to do so much ourselves, but we're used to it. And they so used to working with people like Kevin Gates and Kalani and coming with entourages and teams. We don't have none of that. Our studio sessions really quiet and humble, because we come from humble beginnings. And that worked for us. So if it worked for you, stick to it. Don't feel like you got to change because you're doing something bigger. You're on a better platform. If it worked for you when you had nothing, let it work when you got everything. Don't forget the basics. Stay humble and never forget where you started, because it'll be there for you as essential tools when you get where you're trying to go.
That's excellent advice. And I'm grateful that we were able to have this conversation. We definitely went on a journey here.
Yes.
And so enjoyed learning about you and your journey. And we will definitely stay connected. Well, we gotta talk about our business.
Yeah, girl, gonna blow up.
What we gotta do to get these babies right. We definitely gotta talk about that. And I am also a poet, so I have to remember that, I'm here learning about you, but also just trying to release the things that you may not know about me. So I'm also a poet. So I was getting the vibes when you were talking about writer, and and that's how you start, kind of started your writing journey. So we could also connect in that way. And I'm looking forward to it. Tell people how to reach out to you, get in touch.
Yes.
What they need to do to stay connected.
I'm on Facebook as Doris Cox. Instagram too, you can look up Doris Cox, but it's God's Servant 1982 on IG. But you can simply put in Doris Cox and my picture pop up. You can reach out to my artists Nelcia, Nelccia on IG. You can find her on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all platforms of music, dropping stuff daily and monthly for your enjoyment. And Des.Meal. You can find him on YouTube, IG. Look him up, like, subscribe, share. Please, 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 please spread the love. As many views as you could possibly expunge out here. The more people are looking, the more people are hearing, the more the movement is moving around. So I just, reach out. If you got some questions, I'm an open book. You need a source, a help, a guide, a light. That's what God was for me. That's what he surrounded me with. I have no problem with being that. Everything doesn't cost. Everything doesn't cost. And you got to be willing to help somebody so God can continue to help you.
Amen. I love that. I'm so glad that we were able to connect here today, and moving forward. I don't even know what time it is. I'm just like, we just up here busting it up.
Talking. But it's okay. It is definitely okay. Anytime. I would love to just keep updating with you and see where we are, because I've only been established since October of 2019. This is where God has brought me by January of 2022. So it's possible, y'all. Don't forget about you. Don't forget about I forgot about me. I did all of this for my kids. But let me tell you what my kids do. They remind me of me. They make me write material for them. They make me sing, even now. So don't forget about you. Don't forget about you. Don't forget about your dreams. Don't forget about your hopes, your aspirations. And if you find yourself always doing something, guess what? God is probably using that for your hopes and dreams and aspirations to come out too. So
you mentioned saying, are you going to kick a little bar for us before we have off?
Okay.
I had to ask.
It's okay. I got you. I'm good on the spot now. My children, not so much, but they learn. Let me see. He loves me. Even when I was born in sin, he loves me. Oh, 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 he loves me. Even though he knew sometimes I'd fall, yet it's still my name he calls. He loves me, yes. Jesus, I'm so grateful for your love. He loves me.
Yes, with the praise and word.
Playing this stuff.
I was like, wait a minute, I think we're about to go somewhere. Oh man, thank you for the on the spot. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for sharing just you with us.
Thank you for the platform. Thank you for the opportunity. Like I said, I prayed and you were the first thing I saw on my timeline the very next morning when I woke up. I said, there can't be nobody but God. I'm going to just send a message and see what happens.
I love the way God works.
He's so dope.
So dope.
So dope. So I just thank you for being you, for stepping out on faith, trying something new, that wasn't even your norm. And look what happened. Two different worlds collide and some magical stuff continues to happen.
Yeah.
Hit me up, girl. We're gonna stay tuned. We're gonna see where this thing go and what God gonna do next.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I will be in touch.
Talk to you soon.